Morning, everybody. Dr. John Norris, April 18, 2020, about 9:45 in the morning. I'm in Key Haven, Florida, next to Key West, and I'm concerned about people who are talking about going against the public health guidelines and experts and trying to rush an opening. I'm concerned because not all the facts are being discussed as clearly, in my opinion, as they need to. I did a post this morning, spent a good deal of the night reading, lots of reading, a lot of literature coming out, all of it again, way beyond even rushed literature. Rushed literature can take 16, 18 months to go through the medical process. This is 5 months old, this disease. So you know that it's not going to be that the review isn't as stringent as it usually would be. But the antibody test is a game changer. If we could know who had antibodies to COVID, that's a huge step forward. But that's missing a piece. Think about it. I mean, it's missing a huch piece. It's missing whether or not you still have any virus in your schnoz, whether or not you're coughing it out, whether it's in your secretions. So what we know about the virus, and you can see it on the CDC page, is that it can be present in an infectious way for up to 6 weeks. Now, I know from frontliners that have tested people up to 4 weeks, they're pretty much finding virus present up to 4 weeks after the initial symptoms and the initial diagnosis. So the question is exactly when does this go away? You've heard questions from people as well as does it come back? Well, it probably doesn't come back. It probably just hangs around for a long while in an infectious form. So the CDC, to deal with that, has stated, do the 14 days and put a mask on because we believe you're probably going to be less infectious once you are not symptomatic for at least 3 days and at least 7 days from when you got sick. The problem with the logic is the power of it is not there. And they say that in the codicil. Read the bottom of the page. You see the asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Go to the bottom of the page and read what's written down there. What happens is we just don't have the data. So my concern is that if we did the antibody test, we still need to swab noses. We need to know who is possibly infectious. I think of the aircraft carrier Roosevelt out there like an island, just like us. It's an island floating around. You heard the captain got fired because he was very concerned that COVID got aboard his ship and got into a few dozen people. Well, now, according to a Reuters article, it's over 600, and those people, 60% of them, they're spreaders. You can read exactly the way it's phrased for yourself, but picture these young, healthy sailors. We expect if you're aboard one of our aircraft carriers, you're not just a sailor, not just a warrior, but you're an in-shape, capable guy or girl, that you are a warrior. And these people, supposedly 60% of the 600, are not symptomatic, which means they're spreaders. Now, as much as I support a strong immune system for each person, not everybody in a household is going to be strong and healthy. Some will be diabetic, asthmatic, COPD, heart disease, so on. I told you about me getting defibrillated. Well, not defibrillated, but cardioverted. Having to shock my heart out of AFib back into a normal rhythm after having a very urgent surgery for sepsis. That was about, 4 months ago. So when it comes down to it, I'm considered to be in a possibly higher risk group as well, but yet I'm still 305-432-0489. That's my cell. If you have a problem, it doesn't have to be COVID. It's a weekend in the Keys during a pandemic. If you need help, call me, and I will do the best job I can to help you. But remember that immune system is immune system, and not everybody in everyone's household, especially of 60% of 600 infected sailors, is going to be low risk. So if you think of these islands as, if you think of the aircraft carrier like our islands, last thing you want to do is have the skipper fired, get off the ship, and everybody get in a pile. They all came out, they chanted his name. What an honor. What an honor for him to get chanted like that. But his crew exposed themselves massively. Now we have these protests going on. Are people, if you're going to protest, put a mask on, get at least 6 to 10 to 20 feet. The further away, the better from each other. And do your thing if you have to. But I'm going to say don't even do it. Just send letters, emails, phone calls. Do the stuff that keeps you as safe as possible and keeps the rest of us as safe as possible too. But you've seen the White House go through quite the evolution from, we got 10 cases, we got this, to now public health is running the show. Thank God public health is running the show. The point of my post really was that we need a treatment. The greatest research houses, universities, companies, whatever, are at this. The greatest minds on the entire planet in virology, biochemistry, therapeutics are at this, the whole planet. So I have faith, I have hope. I respect the suffering of people who need money just to go to get toilet paper, providing that it's now showing up. Our politicians, I support. They're elected. You haven't heard me really say anything other than the fact that, something? You haven't heard me say anything more than the fact that we need to listen to our public health experts and not ignore them. That's it. Where somebody deserves credit, they get credit. Where they don't, they don't. I very supportive of the fact that at some point, well, at all points, tough decisions have been made, are being made, and will be made. So as it stands right now, 305-432-0489, I'm going to shut my, get you here, I'm going to shut my eyes for about an hour. I'm going to pick up my cell phone, and I'm going to start marching. You don't have to pay me. We're in this together. We are Key Strong. You have crushed the curve. People challenged me for that, didn't they? You did it. You crushed the curves. You're still crushing it. We're not out of the woods where we can lax up yet, but according to models, we can soon. Then when I say soon, as per the public health recommendations, not as per, what we would all want to go back to what we had before. We have to do this in stages until we get the treatment. Then we got to look at the treatment and figure out how we can use that to best serve us. One of the interesting things I will bring up is the people who talk about alternatives to the public health plan never seem to invite me to speak in any of their telephonic meetings or whatever. It's important people realize that having antibodies does not mean that you're not infectious. You need to know that you're not. So that's why, again, the CDC says for those who are 14 days past quarantined after being sick, for those who are at least 7 days without symptoms, 7 days past the start and 3 days without any symptoms, and a runny nose turns out to be a symptom, that these people can go out and work and do with you and I, using social distancing, masks, and wash them hands. Lots of hand washing. But when it comes down to it, the videos I get of the 3 different things, guys, I wish any of that was true. All right, we are Keys Strong. We are Keys Healthy. We are a Keys community. God bless you. Crush it.